Everything you need to know to build your own NAS. Windows Central. Working from home can be a daunting prospect. But while you work, you could use the spare time to throw together a network-attached storage NAS server to play some music or movies and store files. Instead of labeling 20 external hard drives and keeping them in a secure location, it may be a good idea to build a NAS. As well as buying a pre-built model, you could build one yourself. It's sure to come in handy while you're stuck at home for a while. Here's what you'll need. This compact case from Thermaltake allows you to store a few drives inside, while also letting you cram it full of all the components required to build your own NAS. It's also affordable. The AMD Ryzen 3 3200G is a quad-core processor with a boost speed of up to 4.0 GHz. This doesn't sound like much, but it's a great starter package with killer integrated graphics for a custom NAS and the option to upgrade at a later date. The PSU is one of the most essential parts of any PC build due to it being solely responsible for supplying clean power to the rest of the components. This EVGA unit is a reliable, affordable option. This isn't the most thrilling motherboard around. Still, mini ITX boards are generally more expensive than ATX counterparts since manufacturers have to cram a lot of components onto a smaller PCB. This is a solid option for a NAS. However, you shouldn't require more than 8 GB of RAM on a NAS. You shouldn't need more than 4 GB. But this module from Corsair is reliable and affordable. Samsung's Evo Plus M.2 solid-state drives, SSD, are blazing fast and use a special slot on the motherboard, freeing up SATA ports and drive bays inside the Thermaltake case for our large NAS drives. Seagate Ironwolf NAS drives are specifically designed for use inside an always-on server. They range from 1 TB to 16 TB in size, so it's possible to configure enough capacity for your needs. Network-attached storage (NAS) is simply a storage device that is attached to your home or office network, either through cables or wireless. It allows for all connected devices with correct permissions set to access files on internal drives. It's possible to purchase a pre-built NAS, but the prices can get out of hand, depending on requirements and features. It's cheaper to go it alone. We took a look at some of the best options available on the market for building a Plex media server. Still, if you'd rather have a fun project to be tasked with or wish to configure your own system, more ideal for streaming and various demanding tasks, then it's possible to create your own NAS. With a NAS system, the aim is to keep the footprint small but have ample room to throw in several storage drives and capable components. Thermaltake's Core V1 case is excellent for this, sporting the option to fit up to 2 drives. For cooling, Thermaltake pre-installed a massive 200mm fan in the front. It's also possible to add other cooling solutions inside, including an all-in-one water cooler for the CPU. Should you go Intel or AMD? Intel has a wide range of processors that will do the job, depending on what tasks you want the NAS to perform. An Atom or Pentium processor will be more than enough for file and media storage, while a Core i3 chip will be better for streaming, Plex use, and multi-user optimization. We're going with AMD. However, to take full advantage of integrated Vega graphics, our choice will be an AMD Ryzen 3 3200G, which sports 4 cores that can boost up to 4.0 GHz. This is more than enough for file storage and can even handle some video transcoding without breaking the budget. It also comes with a snazzy cooler. EVGA's 500W power supply is an excellent unit for any PC with an 80+ bronze certification and backed by a plethora of positive reviews. For our NAS build, we'll be relying on not only the reliability that comes with the certification and branding but also the modular cabling that will help avoid clutter inside the small case. You also won't require anything more than 500W. So this PSU should be good for future upgrades and builds with a dedicated GPU. Combined with our AMD Ryzen processor, the Gigabyte B450i Aorus Pro Wi-Fi is perfect for a NAS setup. This is an excellent mini ITX board with ample room for expansion, thanks to the PCI Express slot, 4 SATA ports, a single M.2 port, gigabit LAN, and built-in wireless. Not only can we use an M.2 drive to install our OS and save space within the case for additional drives, but also take advantage of wireless connectivity if you're unable to hook up the unit to a LAN using cables. When it comes to RAM in a NAS, you only really need to pay attention to speed and capacity. We selected an 8GB kit that should be more than enough for most NAS-related tasks, including some streaming. Just make sure you're using RAM supported by the motherboard, and you're good to go. Our motherboard in this collection has 2 slots, allowing us to upgrade the capacity to 16GB at a later date. Storage options depend on how much space you wish to use. We'd recommend starting with 1TB or 2TB mechanical drives, with a 250GB M.2 SSD if your budget can stretch for a more efficient system drive. Brands like Western Digital and Seagate offer dedicated NAS solutions. For our reasonably priced build, we selected Seagate Ironwolf. It's always recommended to pair up hard drives in a RAID configuration, just in case something goes wrong, causing your drive to fail. You don't want to lose everything stored on the NAS. Factoring this into account, 2TB drives in a RAID configuration would offer 2TB of capacity. With more people working and studying from home, it's more important than ever to have a quality headset for virtual meetings and calls. These headsets will help people hear you on calls and can be worn all day. To get the most out of your Intel Core i5-10600K processor for gaming, you'll need a good GPU. Whether you plan on playing titles at 1080p, 1440p or 4K, these are the cards you'll need. While you'll get some solid performance out of Intel's Core i5-10600K, you'll still need some good RAM to get going. Rich Edmonds is a word conjurer at Windows Central, covering everything related to Windows, gaming, and hardware. He's been involved in technology for more than a decade and knows a thing or two about the magic inside a device chassis. You can follow him over on Twitter at @RichEdmonds. Text source: windowscentral.com.